Oh, hi everybody. Thanks for watching another video. Hope you guys are doing good at home. I'm pretty bored. I don't have anything to do. You know what I wish? I wish I had a pet. I mean, I got a cat, and the cat's okay, but it sleeps all the time. I wish I had a goldfish. That would be fun. But I can't go to the store and buy a goldfish right now. Maybe I could make a goldfish. Completely by chance, I have all these supplies next to me. I got some cups. I got some wiggly eyes. I got some glue. And here's a couple of brushes and a pair of scissors. And I've got some orange paper. I think we could probably make a goldfish out of this. What do you think? I'm going to show you how to do it. Alright everybody, I've got all my supplies here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to count out 3 cups. Hopefully you have some cups like this at home. If you have bigger cups, that's okay. If you have smaller cups, that's okay. As long as they kind of look like this. So we're going to put 1, 2, 3 cups here. And then I'm going to take my extra cup here that I've got, and I'm going to put some glue in it. Now if you have glue bottles at home, that's okay. But I'll put some glue in here. And then I like to use a paintbrush with my glue. So I'm going to put a paintbrush in. You say, that's weird, using a paintbrush with glue, but now when I want to brush it on something, I can just put it straight on and it doesn't drip. So what we're going to do is, I'll put this here, hopefully it doesn't fall over with this big heavy paintbrush. I'll put my scissors on top of it. There you go, that'll hold it down. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some of our paper here. Now, of course, goldfish are usually gold, but they can be black or white, so you can use any paper you have. And I like to use some red too. So I'm going to take this like this. Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead and put that there to hold it. And use my scissors to cut some strips of paper like this. Parents, it's about 1 to 2 inch strips. So I'll cut mine about 1 inch right here, okay? So we'll cut them across like this. And then we're going to take our 2 strips of paper and we're going to cut them like this. Now my friends at home, make sure you're asking mom and dad before you use scissors. And if it's too hard for you to cut, mom and dad or grandma and grandpa or aunt and uncle can cut them for you, okay? So we'll cut them like this until we have a bunch of little strips, just like this, okay? So I'll put my extra paper to the side here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a cup, just like this, all right? I'm going to get some glue and I'm going to brush it on my cup, just like this, so that I can stick my paper on it. Now starting at the big part at the bottom, I'm going to put my strips of paper around, just like this. Now what I'm doing is making some scales for my fish. Alright, we're going to push them on. Now it might take a little bit of time to dry, and that's okay, take your time on it. Then when we're done with that layer, I'll put a little more glue on the top. Whoops, that one came off. We'll push it back on like this. And then I'm going to put another layer of paper, just like this. What I'm doing is I'm making scales for my fish. You guys know what a scale is? It's kind of like armor. Fish don't have skin exactly like ours. They have a layer of skin that changes colors by how much light they're exposed to. But then on top of them, they have clear scales. Did you know that? They were clear? So you can actually see the skin's fish color through their scales. But we're just going to put plain pieces of paper on for their scales today. Now we're going to do this all the way around our cup, and we're going to do that for all 3 cups until they're all covered with paper. Okay, we got that? All right, now another thing we want to do is we want to pick out 2 silly fish eyes. So we have those right there, ready to go. There's still something else we need. So we need to make a mouth for our fish. Really easy thing to do is just to take the bottom of your cup like this, put it close to the edge of your paper because it'll be less cutting you have to do, and then trace a circle around. Again, mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, aunt and uncle can help you with that, or older brother and sister. And then we want 3 fins. So what I like to do is I like to fold my paper 3 times like this. 2 times actually, but it'll make 3 fins. Then I'm going to get my scissors. I'm going to cut out some fins like this. And then I'm going to cut out my circle that I just cut for the mouth like this. Okay. Now I'm going to decide which cup is best for my fish's head. So since I've started on that one, I'll just use this one. And I'm going to put some glue on the top, just like this, and glue this part on. So that'll cover his mouth right there. And then the 3 fins that we just cut, 1, 2, 3, we'll use for his body. Now the next thing we need to do is when all of these cups are covered in paper, we're going to glue them together like this. The 2 big parts like this will be glued together, and then the bottoms will be glued on like this. And this is going to make the shape of our fish. All right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of this stuff and I'm going to throw it into my magic box here. That's right, I have a magic box. I like to call it my magic time-lapse box. So what we're going to do is put everything in here. I'll throw the scissors in. I'll put the marker in like this as well. We'll cover it all up, and then I'm going to count to 3. Can you guys count to 3 with me? 1, 2, 3. Go! Ta-da! Here's my goldfish. It's all done. So you can see I put scales around each cup just like this. I glued them together with the big parts here and then the small parts here to make the tail. I took the parts of the fins that I cut and I glued them on the side and one on the back here. And then I cut some wavy lines in the fins too just to make it look more like a goldfish. And then I glued my 2 eyes on the front part. And here's his mouth. And I have a goldfish just like this. All right? Now if your goldfish doesn't look like that, that's okay. Make it however you want it to look. But the important part is we used our imagination to make ourselves a goldfish. I had a lot of fun making my fish with you guys today. You know what? I really like him. He's not perfect. A lot of his scales are in the wrong spots and some of the glue ran, but he's still pretty cool because I made him and he's special to me. Some of us aren't perfect either, right? We got crazy hair sometimes, or maybe some of us are bigger or smaller than our friends, but we're still special because people love us, just like I love my goldfish here. So I'm going to give him a name. What would be a good name for a goldfish? I think I'm going to call him Purple. Purple the goldfish. That's a good name for him. You know what? He's not going to be happy here on land. He needs a tank. So I got this plastic tank for him, just like this. Goldfish actually do better in tanks than bowls. So I'm going to put him in this tank. And then I took a clear cup like I was using for the goldfish and I cut it off to make a stand for him. So I'm going to put him in just like this. And now I have my goldfish in a tank. Do you know there's some pretty interesting things about goldfish? People think that they're not that smart, but actually goldfish can be trained to do tricks. There's even some scientists that trained them how to play a little soccer game underwater. And actually a little study in Israel one time, they taught goldfish to come to the sound of a dinner bell and eat. And then they released them out in the ocean, and when they rang the bell, guess what happened? The goldfish came back. So they can remember. And they have a pretty good attention span. They actually can focus on something for about 9 seconds, which is 1 second longer than we usually can. So it's pretty good for a goldfish. Well, I like Purple a lot. I think he's going to be my friend, and now I'm not feeling bored anymore. So I'm glad you guys got to make one with me. So until next time, do some art, do some science, do something fun, but most importantly, do it with your family. Until next time, my friends, science on!